Good morning. Hello. Well, you may be watching this in the afternoon, you may be watching this in the evening, but now it's good morning and you'll be able to watch this again. It's Tai Chi time. So I'm ridiculously excited about this on this beautiful day. So we're in another room at Tag Towers and really looking forward to going through the Tai Chi sequence. Remember, you can do it standing, but I have got, it's almost hidden here, a sturdy chair. So if you want to do it seated, you can do it seated, and we'll sort of think about making a start. So what we're going to do is think about our stance, and we're going to really try and think about being present today. So we're going to think about those feet connected to the floor, to the ground. We're going to just see if we can focus on our breathing and just bring ourselves into this body. So I've got to say, who knows what will happen over the next 3/4 of an hour here at Tag Towers. I think you can just about see that little nose there. That's the dog. So if anyone comes up the steps, he'll start barking. So as we say in class, it's a chance for us to really, really practice interruptions and being able to just breathe, come back to center. So let's see if we can find that place. So if we're standing, we're going to see if we can take those feet a little bit wider, come back, a little bit narrower, and we're just playing around with these feet. And instead of just looking at the feet, take a moment to feel what it's like when they're narrow, when they're wide, when they're narrow, and just gradually change that movement until you feel like it's about right. Have a little look then, see what you think, make any corrections you think you should, or should I don't really like, but could make. And then we're just going to soften those knees a little bit. Just get used to sinking that weight down. Okay, just practice that, keeping that bottom in. Imagine that big long tail and just sinking the knees with this long spine. And if we're sitting down, we sort of want to make sure we can feel those feet on the floor. You want to make sure you can feel the sitting bones. You can use that chair back as long as you can hold on to that long spine. So I'd need to be somewhere about here. And then we're just going to stand within ourselves. Feel those feet. Let those toes spread. And then just soften those knees. Lower that center of gravity. So we're focusing on that skin of the hand. And then you may want to take those hands, rest the head in the hands, or on you, just letting those hands hover in front of those faces. And then again. We're creating some friction. Just noticing the skin, the palms. Then just allowing that face to relax. Letting that head and neck soften. Shoulders soften. One more time. Breathing out. As you breathe out, just imagine those shoulders softening. And then, when you feel ready, coming into that tapping, we're allowing those fingertips to dance over the skull. And you're going to find that place where you think the body wants you to go. And then we'll just relax those arms down before we take it into that head and neck. Coming down the shoulder, outside of the arm. Bringing yourself into that hand, that wrist that's doing the tapping. Making it really floppy. Just allowing that arm to rest for a moment. Noticing both sides of the body, and then into the other side. Seeing if we can make this arm that's receiving the tapping, the massage, as absorbent as you can. Try not to resist. Allow it to absorb this massage. Remembering our soft limit. Listening to what that body tells you it wants this morning. Just covering the front of this body. Covering the front of the body. And then coming to the back, to the kidneys. You can do these taps together or alternate. And we're going to bring the taps down the backs of those thighs. So use that soft limit. If you can only go so far, just go so far. Then come back up the insides. And then we're going to come to the sides. Always back up the insides. Finally down the front. Usually a little bit easier this time as we start to warm up. And we're just going to shake it out a little bit. Good. So if you do need to move those feet, you can shake those arms a bit. Sometimes when there's a lot of tension in the shoulders, it's just nice to have a shake. And then we're going to find that stance again. This time, we're going to lengthen through that back, long spine. And we're going to take the weight just slightly forwards in those feet, into the balls of the feet. Slightly backwards into the heels. So we're noticing this weight transfer. We're not lifting the heels off the floor. We're just gently transferring the weight into the heels, to the balls of the feet. Notice how you feel. Do you feel slightly insecure? And then we're going to make those movements smaller and smaller till we arrive at that midpoint. That weight is evenly centered through the feet. And then allowing that tail, that imaginary tail, just to gently rest behind those heels, that softening of the knee. And then we're going to lift that tail again, straightening out those legs. And then we're going to place that tail down. And as the tail goes down, we're just allowing those arms to rise, as if we had that ball resting in them. And then we're going to think about that breath. As we breathe out, we're going to allow these arms to gently fall. As we breathe in, just going to allow the arms to raise. So rather than following me, you're going to follow your own breathing pattern. Slow down that breath out. How much breath out can you find? Notice if you're trying too hard. Remember, it's an exploration. We're just exploring how graceful, how relaxed we can become. And then, when you feel ready, We're going to start with diagonal repatterning. Imagine this ball resting in those arms. We're going to notice those feet on the floor. And as we spiral down into that left foot is pushing off that ground and bringing us back up. Almost that spiraling through the body, down into that left foot and up, down into that right foot. 2 dragons wrapping. So those knees soft. And when they bend, they're bending over that second toe. Just letting those arms go, just watching out for what might be around you. Got that chair there, thought I was going to make contact. So we're just allowing you to let go here. That warm up sometimes can be quite tense inducing as we try and relax, as we try and do our best. So we're just going to let all that go now. Let those arms flop to a finish. And we're just going to enjoy, going to be of the moment. So our vital organ warm up. We have this ball resting in that curve of the arm. We're going to open up that left side of the body. We're going to open up the right side of the body. And then we're going to see if we can just lift the chest over the ball, open up that lower back, bring it back, soft shoulders. And then we're just going to lift that chest gently, opening up that stomach area. Let's see if we can put that together. So we're going to open up right side of the body and then the lower back. We're going to open up that left side of the body and then open up those abdominals. It's as if we're circling around those 4 points, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Let that head and face soften. Let that neck soften. And then we're changing direction, softening that shoulder, face, opening up the right side, opening up that stomach area. You can feel those muscles deep within our core, moving, working. Take one more of those as we breathe out, compressing and breathing. We're going to allow those arms to soften, shoulders to soften, fingers to soften. A little bend of those knees as we rise and fall. So as we rise, pushing up through those legs, as we fall, softening those knees, just allowing this movement to come back down into the ground. Breathing in. We're going to do 2 more of these in this breathing section. Pushing up from the ground. coming back. Just imagining that helium balloon under either elbow. As you breathe in, the balloon rises. As we breathe out, gently sinks. Heaven and earth. Circles. We're almost drawing that circle down to the heel. As we breathe out, lengthening that spine. Take one more of these. There's that softness in the shoulders as we breathe out. And then open to the day. I can see in front of me blue sky, sunshine. I'm going to welcome this day in. Not as simple as maybe sun and blue sky at the moment, but we're going to welcome it. We're going to face this day, and then we're going to flex to the sky, parting those clouds, allowing that sunshine to come through, breathing out. Using those legs to power up, and then rowing that boat, reversing the move, breathing out, pushing through those legs, heels stay down. If this movement is too much, just make it the right size for you. Gazing at the moon. With one hand. And again, feeling those feet on the floor. Allowing that movement. Let's try it with two hands. Breathing out. And then we're going to take our natural step. And while we take our natural step, I shall shut my door. So for our natural step, we're going to see if we can turn this left foot away from center. Just checking you can see. Turn this left foot away from center. Let's just let that weight come down. And then just stepping forwards. Tail is down. And take that weight into that front foot. Breathe in. Here am I. Breathing out. Clearing this space as we breathe in. Bringing those feet back. Coming back to that natural position. And then taking this foot away from center. Now we're just gently stepping out and then feeling secure. So imagine that tail is down, hips are facing forwards, nice relaxed shoulders. And as if we're hugging that circle towards us, let's take that weight into that front foot, and then we're going to breathe in as we clear this space around us. Waving hands like clouds. So with those feet secure, we're going to place that tail down. Allow those hands to find each other. There may be that sense of something there. Do the palms have some form of sensation? Maybe yes, maybe no. So this time, as we place that tail down, we're going to bring that left hand over the right. And then drawing that left hand, the right will follow. Drawing the right, the left will follow. Breathing out as we move away from that center. Breathing in. But don't worry about the breathing. Find that softness in the face, the shoulders, the hands, the elbows. Soften that face. And then we're going to relax. We're going to see if we can take that natural step again. So I'm going to turn my back on you. And again, this time, okay, rolling chi ball. So again, placing that tail down as if that ball is resting in those hands. And we're going to see if we can just roll this ball gently. Just picture this ball as we breathe out, breathe in. Rolling this ball. You can feel this ball vibrant. We're going to take one more. And then we'll change that leading foot. Change that leading foot. Okay. So we're going to place that tail down. And we're going to roll again. So there's no beginning, no end. As soon as we reach the end, we're going to bring it back to the beginning. This softness, flow, relaxation, and grace. Just letting those hips roll. We're going to take one more. Bringing ourselves back to our original stance. So, the tail is down. You have the 5 elements. Breathing in and out. And breath in and out. So it's that fire. Think of the sun, the light, the warmth. Imagine breathing in that air. It's in the garden, the fields, maybe down by the beach. It's clean. We can feel that ground beneath our feet, solid, supportive, not going anywhere. And just allow those elements to flow through you. Our circle of well-being. So we're going to draw this circle around ourselves. Just being careful of the size of our circle. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting that head soften, that neck soften. Changing direction. Drawing that line of well-being all the way around you. Breathing. Return to center. So we're going to take that breath in and breathe out. We're going to take a breath in and breath in. Just standing there for a few moments. Then maybe just starting to become aware of some of the sounds around you. We're going to go again. We're going to do another sequence with 3 in each sequence. I'm going to disappear out of the room for 2 seconds to give you a chance to have a little bit of water. But I will literally be a couple of seconds. So when I come back, we'll start again. I'm not going. Okay, we ready? Let's do the second sequence. Just had to remind everybody that, we want a bit of calm. Okay, so we're just gonna find that position. Just once this time. And then taking those fingertips, find what feels right for you. Find where you feel you need it most. I'm going to come to the earlobes. I always like to do that little massage of the earlobes. And then around the outside of the ear. Remembering our soft limit. So if it hurts, we're probably not being as gentle as we could be. And then does that arm feel? Does it feel okay? Does everything feel as normal? Something a little bit more tender? Let's use this as an opportunity to explore how we are today. It's the lovely thing about doing this sequence nice and early. Gives us a chance to really think about how we are instead of discovering halfway through the day that whatever we've chosen to do maybe isn't quite what we need. And how are we feeling? What are you noticing? Maybe you're not noticing anything, and that's okay too. And last time then. So, diagonal repatterning. We're going to be aware of this ground beneath our feet. We're going to soften. Where there's tension, we're going to breathe out and let softness take its place. How present can we become? Imagine we're moving through water, slowing us down. There's some force that we have to push and pull through. So we're breathing out, breathing in, finding that flow. Almost sinking, spiraling down into that left side, back up to center, and breathing in. 2 dragons wrapping. Just breathing out, allowing any tension that's still there just to seep out. Shoulders, arms, head and neck. Let those arms find their way home. And that vital organ warm up. Open up that side. Come back to center. Let's open up that right side. Let's open up this side and then come into that roll. It's as if we're circling this ball around the chest. Opening up that lower back. Opening up the left side of the body. The stomach. The right side of the body. Breathing out. And in. We can allow that neck and head to relax, to soften. Shoulders to soften. And then we change direction. opening up that right side, that stomach area, the left side, and that lower back. And although we have this ball, it's as if we're resting our arms on the ball rather than the ball resting with us. So we can allow this frame, these arms, to soften, to relax, the head to soften and relax. Then sinking down, flying like wild geese. Just let those hands relax. They're almost hanging there, weightless. Drawing that breath in, that breath out. Heaven and earth, circle. Breath in. There's a softness, there's a flow, filling those lungs as we open to the day. Remembering our soft limit. Notice how it feels if we take it too far. Maybe try that now. That chest, those shoulders feel tight. Let's bring it back to that comfortable level. Notice where that soft limit, that range is. Good. Now, find that range for you as we flex the sky. So it could be smaller. Breathing in. It's powerful movements for the shoulders here. So we might need to make our circles smaller. Breathing out. We might need to make that leg movement smaller. Rowing our boat, reversing that move, could be smaller. Find your soft limit. Find your circle. Breathing in, breathing out. With two hands, gazing at the moon. It's as if that moon resting. But like before, it's as if our hands are resting on that moon, guiding, but not carrying it. Place it in the sky. Let it go. Place it in the sky. Let it go. Like those branches on the tree that are being blown in the wind. The trunk, our legs, totally stable. So our natural step, we're going to see if we can turn this foot away from center. And then it's just that step out. Let's see if we can keep those hips facing forwards. Let's see if we can place that tail down. And then remembering that long spine, we're going to take that weight transfer into that front foot, but the back foot still taking some of that weight. It's just that gentle transfer. Breathing in, from the hips. Here am I. And the same with the other foot leading. Just allow that weight to rest into this leg. Slide this foot forward. Really wonderful for balance. And then breathing in. Notice that softness in the toes, the hands, shoulders. Notice if we're overreaching. Let's just try that one more time and hold it at that fullest point. Are we feeling off balance? Are we leaning in? I think I might be. Find that comfortable position and then breathe in. Let's try that one more time to that soft limit. And in. And then coming back. We're going to wave hands like clouds. Remembering those feet grounded, secure, pushing off that left foot, rotating. There's softness. And then taking that natural step again. That natural step again. We're taking that step away, stepping forward, sinking that tail. And we're going to roll. Breathing out. And in. Toes are soft. Face is soft. Allowing those hips to roll, and long spine. There's a softness in the fingertips and the elbows. And then we'll change that leading leg. So that toe. Good. And we're going to breathe out. As we place that tail down, let that hand just almost drape on top of the ball. And we're pushing off that back leg. Pushing off that front leg. Is that softness throughout the frame. Movements of silk. Surrounded by steel. Movements of silk. Surrounded by steel. And then our 5 elements. So let's picture that green space. There's so much to choose from at the moment. Imagine the water. We want it to be moving. Because to stay healthy and oxygenated and alive, water must be moving. And we're going to listen to it as we take that breath in. Palms meet. as we breathe out. And then soften those shoulders. Gently pushing that breath out. Breathing in. And there's that flow as we breathe out. And that breath in. Find the flow. Breathing out. One more time. Breath in. As we rise and fall. It's that long spine. Softness in the toes and the face. And our circle of well-being coming next. We're going to draw this line and imagine it shimmering, shining. We're taking it all the way around you. It's a strong line. And we're going to put you right in the middle. And then we're going to change direction as we breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then just allowing those hands, as if they're supported, to come back. Feel that long spine. Feel those feet on the floor, the softness in the shoulders. We're going to return to center. As if we're drawing positivity and absorbing it. Taking that breath in. And we're going to take one more. Slow it down. And then we're going to stand within ourselves for a moment. Let those arms relax. They are so static when we do this. It's amazing how you just want to think, oh, I just want to move my feet. And thank you very much, everybody. That was lovely. Couple of interruptions you may have noticed, but I think we did okay generally. So I can see behind you, we have this beautiful blue sky. So I'm going to sign off. Those of you that are going to do the circuit with me on Friday morning, I shall see you then at 9 o'clock. And it's beautiful to spend time with you. Thank you very much. Mwah. Have a wonderful day. Ooh, just be careful. It's beautiful sunshine. We need vitamin D, but don't burn. There's my public service announcement for the day. Mwah. Bye. I think I'm